Hey, what's up, zoners, and welcome to the earliest waiver wire show on the planet. Today, I'm going to be going over all the players on your waiver wire I think that you should pick up and how much you should spend on them. The playoffs are here, man, so we cannot be taking flyers on random people. We need players that will help us right now. We need handcuffs as well to get us through these playoffs, man. So anyways, we have a running back. A workhorse running back was promised to us by a defensive head coach. Nobody listened. Guess what, man? This guy had a 94% running back rushing share this week. Amir Abdullah had one rush, for God's sakes. We have a wide receiver. This guy is old. 33% target share this week, 10 targets last week. This guy is a wide receiver 1 PPR moving forward in the playoffs, man. He's available in like 65% of leagues or some shit like that. Oh my God, I've got all my notes typed out. This is an early waiver wire show, all right? This is a halftime. San Francisco and the Bears. So the players will be added later in the comments. Please add players yourself as well. That helps everything. We need help, man. Anyways, I've got all my notes typed out. I'll share that with you in 7 seconds. You can do it! All right, let's start off with the wide receivers, man. Adam Thielen. I traded for him a couple weeks ago, and oh my God, it paid off. 38.7% rostered, available in over 60% of leagues. I spend 50% of my fab, man. I know there's no fab left. But if you need a wide receiver, there is literally nobody better on the waiver wire. Oh my God. 9 receptions on 11 targets. Led the team in targets and receiving yards versus Philadelphia, for God's sakes. Oh my God. Philadelphia's been killing everybody, not Adam Thielen. So over 33% target share. That's what we're looking for. 10 targets last week, 100 yards last week, and a touchdown last week. 57 plus yards in 3 straight games since coming back from IR. Bryce Young is actually looking decent. Versus Dallas, week 15, they are middle of the pack for points given up to wide receivers. But still, man, I do not care. He's getting targeted so much. Wide receiver 1-ish, high-end wide receiver 2 for your team in the playoffs. Next up, Ray McLeod. I knew he was going to be targeted a lot. I knew it, all right? Vikings blitz too much. And Kirk Cousins, I said he couldn't throw deep. He had 3 deep passes, all right, to Mooney. But that was it. So he's looking Ray McLeod's more and more, way more and more ever since his arm has fallen off. 10% fab, 12% own, man. 8 receptions on 11 targets that led the team for 98 yards versus my Vikings. 30% target share, man. In that offense, that is amazing. 6+ targets in 3 straight games. 73+ yards in each of the last 2 games. I think that's actually 94. When I wrote that, that was he only had 73 yards in the game. Only 1 touchdown on the season, and Kirk Cousins ain't throwing touchdowns. So this is a PPR flex machine for the rest of the week. Rest of the year. Las Vegas, week 15, 10th fewest fantasy points per game, but I am okay with that. He is just getting the targets, full PPR, man. Next up, Jalen McMillan. We were waiting for this guy to break out, and he just wasn't. And then he got injured. He came back. Hasn't been doing much. Well, guess what, man? He led the team in targets. Got 2 touchdowns from Baker Mayfield. Kadon ain't catching touchdowns no more. Chris Godwin is gone. Who is the slot, middle of the field guy? It's this guy and Sterling Shepard. But hey, this guy got 7 targets and 2 touchdowns, so I'm taking this guy, man. 8.5% rostered. I spent 10% fab. This guy is a PPR flex start in the playoffs. 3 or fewer targets per game since returning. So this is really his first breakout game. But before that, he was breaking out. 3rd-round rookie. So they invested in him, and I like rookies late in the season. At the Chargers, week 15, middle of the pack, 13th fewest fantasy points per game, 26 to wide receivers. I don't care. I'm okay with Jalen McMillan in your flex next week. And then lastly, man, for the wide receivers, Marquez MVS. I wrote this all weird, okay? 23% rostered, 20% fab I spent on him. Should have put him higher on the list. 4 receptions on 7 targets. He's actually leading the team in targets now. He was just getting 3 targets a game. He was turning that into 2 touchdowns. Now he's getting 7 targets, man, leading that team, okay? For 58 yards. That led the team too versus the Giants. Almost a 23% target share again. When he was wide receiver 6 over those first 2 weeks with the team, and he was getting like a 10% target share. Well, he's getting the targets now, man. TDs in 3 straight games going into the Saints coming into this week. So did not catch a touchdown this week, but again, he had 3 coming into this week. Olave is out. As long as Olave is out, man, MVS can be counted on in your flex in the playoffs. Versus Washington, week 15. They're giving up the 7th most fantasy points per game to wide receivers. 30.5, dude. So I like MVS moving forward. All right, on to the running backs. This guy was promised, and he was delivered. Antonio Pierce, thank you very much, man. Sincere McCormick, 11.2% rostered. I picked this guy up early. I spent as much money as I could if I needed a running back, dude, because you do not get a running back with this kind of touches on the waiver wire in week 14. 15 rushes for 78 yards. He started off way better than that, but he kind of slowed down throughout the game. 2 receptions, so he's actually getting receptions, man. He's getting receptions. And the important thing is here, he's the workhorse. 94% running back rushing share. Signed by the Raiders as an undrafted free agent 2 years ago, dude. So this guy came out of nowhere. Zamir and Madison both out. Madison I thought was going to affect this, but I like Sincere McCormick. I went back and watched all of his plays from last week. I'm going to watch it this week. He looks good. Versus Atlanta week 15th. Dude, Atlanta stops the run. They allow a ton of the pass. You saw Sam Darnold this week. So it's not a great matchup, but still, it's not like Las Vegas throws the ball all the time. They want to stick to the run with Antonio Pierce. Versus Atlanta week 15. So yeah, 7th fewest fantasy points per game Atlanta's given up. That sucks. Next up, Braylon Allen. I thought this guy was the guy to own, right? 11 rushes. That did lead the team. He did lead the team in rushing yards as well with 43. He got 4 receptions, man. So that was great. 52% running back rushing share. Hold up. I thought that should be like 80% when I was going to start Braylon Allen today. I did not. I'm holding out for Lad McConkey. Then I'll have to start Gus. Worst case scenario, man. But Breece Hall is out. This guy for the first month, we thought this guy was going to take Breece Hall's job, so everybody was super pumped for him to start. 4th round rookie, top tier handcuff now starting at Jacksonville, dude. So he gets an amazing matchup next week. But the problem here, he was splitting carries with Isaiah Davis. That's next up. Isaiah Davis, 10 rushes, 40 yards, got the touchdown, and he's barely owned. I'd spend as much as I could on Braylon Allen, and I'd spend as much as I could on Isaiah Davis. I'd rather have Braylon Allen, but dude, Isaiah Davis, we talked about him getting, we talked about the first guy getting, Braylon Allen getting 4 receptions. Dude, Isaiah got 3 receptions, so just as good almost. Half the running back rushing share and the touchdown. This guy's a 5th round rookie, so one's a 4th round rookie, one's a 5th round rookie. So not much difference here, dude. He had a 3 receptions and a touchdown last week. So Isaiah Davis, 2 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks. You have to pick him up. And then, hey, Kendre Miller made his sighting. 10 rushes for 32 yards and a touchdown. The running back, too, Taysom Hill is gone. All right, out. And Kendre Miller was out since week 8 with the hamstring injury. This is his first game back, dude. And he got 10 rushes and a touchdown. So if you are desperate for a running back, too, in the playoffs, you're limping along. Kendre Miller in standard leagues has a 50% chance to probably get you a touchdown every single week moving forward. Sean Tucker. This last one I'm actually going to talk about. The rest are just pure handcuffs. Bucky left this week. Sean Tucker came out. 3 rushes for 47 yards. Man, this guy's amazing when he gets opportunities. He had 3 targets as well. So we have to monitor the Buckmeister. He is a handcuff at the Chargers week 15. That is a bad matchup. But hey, dude, I don't care. They use a running back so much. If Bucky is out, you could actually use Sean Tucker as a running back 2 or a flex next week. Vidal, he is the handcuff, 40% running back rushing share. Jeremy McNichols, him or Chris Gonzalez, I think I might have got that wrong. The other dude is going to be the handcuff, and they are on bye this week. Khalil Herbert, handcuff. Cam Akers, handcuff. You got to own all these people. If you own the person in front of this is the playoffs, dude. Pick up these fools. Ray Davis, handcuff. Blake Corum, top tier handcuff, and Trey Benson, top tier handcuff. On to the tight ends. I think I only have one, dude. It's hard to find tight ends this week, at least in the morning games, that we can start next week. Juwan Johnson, 14% owned. 5% fab I'd spend on him. He had 5 targets, 4 receptions, 50 yards, and a touchdown versus the Giants. So again, Taysom Hill is gone. We're wondering which tight end would step up and fulfill, the tight end duties. It is Juwan Johnson. Olave is out. MVS is carrying a lot. But hey, dude, Juwan Johnson, he's not going to run the ball like Taysom Hill. That goes to Kendre Miller. But this guy will be catching the ball. So I think he's got like a 50% chance at a touchdown in every single game moving forward. Only a 60% target share, but you're looking for those touchdowns with him. 12 targets over the last 2 games. But hey, man, 6 targets a game for a tight end with a touchdown upside is not bad. 2 touchdowns over the last 3. Versus Washington, week 15. They play the tight end pretty well, 12th fewest, but that does not scare me. I would still start Juwan Johnson if I had to. Quarterbacks, all right? Not a lot of all the quarterbacks that are worth starting now are way over 50% owned. Jameis Winston, he had 3 terrible matchups in a row, dude. Pittsburgh, Denver, and Pittsburgh, okay? He went off he was like quarterback 1 versus Denver, but versus Pittsburgh, he did not do well. He still had 41 attempts, man, for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns versus Pittsburgh. So that's actually really good. Pittsburgh was the number 1 defense versus quarterbacks, and he's still throwing the ball 41 fucking times, dude. 40-plus pass attempts in 5 of the last 6 games. We talk about opportunity for every position. This guy is like the most targeted, as far as targets or running back rushing share. This guy is insane as far as quarterbacks go. Plays Kansas City next. Kansas City giving up the 11th most. Then Cincinnati, all right? In that third most. So the 2 of the 3 weeks in playoffs, this guy is going to be a quarterback one for your team. All right, everybody, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to add some players that I forgot. If you think they deserve to be picked up, man, for the playoffs, this is important shit here. All right. Hey, if you actually did like the show, please give me a thumbs up. It sends me out to more people. It's supposed to, so that helps us out a lot. Hopefully I earned that thumbs up. Hopefully I earned a subscription, man. We are trying to get big, trying to get to 2K before the season ends. We won't do that without you subscribing, so thank you so much for that. This is Tyler Big Turd Ward. This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and I appreciate